Craig's stuff is definitely not for kids. I curse a lot. Craig's stuff, Craig's stuff, Craig's got a lot of stuff, yeah! Craig's stuff, Craig's stuff, Craig's got a lot of stuff. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Craig's Stuff. My name is Craig, and this is some of my stuff. Today we're taking a look at the brand new Dragon Stars Janemba from Dragon Ball Z Fusion Reborn, I think, was the movie. It was the one with Hitler. Yes, really. Hitler, if you've never seen that movie, Hitler is in the movie. I think it was the last Z movie, if I'm not mistaken. It was okay. Early during the COVID stuff, I actually rewatched all of the, watched all of the Dragon Ball Z movies. A couple of them I had seen before. Most of them I hadn't. And this was one of them. And I actually had never seen the movie before then. And honestly, almost none of them were very good. There was a couple okay ones. The first Broly was okay. This one was okay. Yeah, I don't know. The Z movies, man, they're nothing special at all. The Super ones, on the other hand, are really fun. They really got their act together with Super stuff, and it's really good. Well, first off, I want to send a big thanks to my boy Alex for picking this up for me. He found it at GameStop, and I was very excited. Then they almost announced a Dragon Ball SH Figure Arts version, and everyone was expecting an SH Figure Arts because they made a little tease and they showed his tail, and they were like, "Oh man, we're gonna get a Janemba," but bam, they threw it right back in our face, and it was a statue, whatever they call the statue. It wasn't an action figure, which kind of sucked, but that's okay because they have this. We're going to take a look at this, see how it compares to the SH Figure Arts line, because that's the line I collect. I did that with Cooler. We're doing that with the Janemba today. Almost forgot to take a look at the box. Oh, my goodness. So, yeah, you got the generic Dragon Stars on the front. You got, on the side, picture of Janemba there on the side. Dragon Stars on the top. Dragon Ball Super on the bottom. On the back is the other figures in the line. Of course, we got Goku, 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 Goku. But anyway, okay, so now let's pop this sucker open. Alrighty, so here's Janemba out of the packaging. He looks really, really cool. But before we take a look at him, we have to take a look at his accessories. And you get a few with this guy. You get 4 additional hands. You get 2 open hands and 2 hands to hold the sword. Then you get, obviously, 2 fists on the figure. So in total, you're getting 6 hands. And then he comes with the sword that he uses. This sword looks really cool. Not too much going on, just red, really nice shiny red paint with this really shiny bluish, purplish color and some whites on there. Very, very cool though, very nice. Alrighty, so now let's take a more in-depth look at Janemba. Alrighty then, so here's Janemba, and at first thought, he looks pretty good. I think the sculpt overall is really, really good. But these Dragon Stars tend to have the problem when it comes to paint. There's really not too much paint apps going on at all. It's pretty much just that flat purple color that you get from the mold. Same with the reds and the whites. They all looks like they're molded separately and glued together or whatever. And the only real paint apps I honestly see on this figure at all is his eyes. He's got the eyes painted on there, and they do look good. And then he's got a little bit of black paint on his toe for, I guess, his toenail. I guess he's got one toenail. I don't know. You don't really pay attention to Janemba's one toe when watching the movies. But anyway, it looks really good. I think there's a lot of sculpt going on here, and of course, if you're good at painting, you can really bring out the fine details in this figure. So for when it comes to articulation, so for playing around, he's lacking a little bit. So starting with the head, it doesn't move back at all. You get maybe a little bit forward, a little bit back. It's really not even the head movement. It's really just the lower neck that you get any movement at all. And that kind of sucks. His head does go all the way around. You get a tiny bit of head tilt, barely any. I barely would call that head tilt at all. Then let's see, arms go up to a little bit less than a 90-degree angle, but they do go all the way around. You have the upper bicep cut there. You have double jointed elbows that go about that far. He spins at the wrist, and it goes up and it goes down, and that ball joint that you're able to, you're able to move that around. For the waist, he spins. Oh god, that these legs really. I noticed these legs do not stay on very well, which also kind of sucks. So for the waist, you get a little bit of spin. It actually can go all the way around. It's just, yeah, it is on that ball joint, but the sculpt really hinders movement. That's another problem with these Dragon Stars, is that they fall apart. Ugh. Come on, there we go. So it does spin. There's almost no ab crunch at all. Legs go that far forward, they go that far back. That's something that this figure does, is he actually has legs that can go backwards. There is no split, almost no split, just because of the way this is sculpted. You can't do anything there. There is an upper thigh swivel, but it is very much hindered by the sculpt. But you get a little bit, it's a little bit more than you can get on McFarlane. This is what a lot of figures should be doing, is that like inner thigh cut. That way the sculpt doesn't get ruined. You have double jointed knees that go that far back. And then at the feet, you get a little bit of forward, a little bit of back, and there is a little bit of pivot in there, but it's almost completely hindered by the sculpt and this thing kind of coming around the foot. But you get a little bit of ankle pivot, enough that it could probably help him stand a little bit. And then last you have his tail, which goes up and it goes down. It's on that ball joint, so you get it going all the way around. And it spins at the upper portion of the tail, and then it spins at the smaller end here as well. Now, one thing that's important to know with any character that comes with a sword is, will he be able to hold it with two hands? So let's see. Oh boy. I don't even know if he'll be able to hold it with one hand. Jeez Louise. Alright, so with some fiddling, yes, he is able to get both hands onto the hilt at the same time, although the hilt is a little too small to really get two hands on there. And also, these hands are just really tight. They're not like that really loose plastic, so it's very difficult to even get the hilt on there. But they do go on there. So Janemba stands about 6.5 inches to the top of his head, and then about 7 1/4 to the top of the horns. Now for scaling, here he is next to the SH Figuarts Goku, and I think it actually scales pretty well. I think Janemba might be a tad too tall, but we can put him here also next to the SH Figuarts Cell, who, I looked at some images of him in Dragon Ball Fighters, and they'd stand about the same height in that, and they're pretty close here. So I think Janemba's just a tad taller than Cell, which is okay. But I think overall, if you put some guys in the front, some guys in the back, I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference. I think we're pretty good with scaling with these guys. And then here he is next to a Marvel Legends Venomized Captain America. Just got this figure the other day. Pretty cool figure. And they actually stand up just about the same height. Alright, so overall, he's not that bad of a figure. I mean, these Dragon Stars are not the greatest by any means. Articulation's lacking a little bit. But the overall sculpt and look and feel of the figure is really good. With, when it comes to scale, he's very, very close. He might be a tad too tall, but obviously these figures are bigger than Dragon Ball SH Figuarts, so he may not scale too well. with those guys, but I think it's close enough for him to be in the display, at least until we get a official SH Figuarts release, whenever that'll be, who knows. Obviously, they are still trying to give us so many characters that really deserve it. I'm sorry, but Janemba does not deserve an SH Figuarts release over some of the other characters. I mean, we haven't gotten an adult Chi-Chi. We still need a re-release for Krillin. I mean, there's a lot that should get the Figuarts treatment before Janemba, so I'm totally fine having the Dragon Stars version in my display for now. Anyway, if you like this review, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my Instagram and Twitter. Both are at Craig Stuff. I will see you guys next time. Later.